we have 100 or 12.5. That's not 125. So grams goes on the bottom. What's gram go to? On the quiz today, what's the gram go to? All right. And then what goes on the bottom? And then what goes on the top? All right. What goes beside a mole? All right. So I'm going to put a 1 beside my moles here. All right. And then I'm going to put what beside grams? The mass of antimony, which should be 121 point something. 121.5. And then atoms gets what beside it? 6.022. All right. So if I get my calculator, 12.5 times 6.022 second E23 divide 121.5. I need 3 significant digits. So I'm just going to round that to 6.19 times 10 to the 22nd atoms. Question about question 1. All right, question 2 says, how many moles are there in 1.56 times 10 to the 25th atoms? So 1.56 times 10 to the 25th atoms. What am I putting on the bottom line? What's on top? So we're putting atom on the bottom. All right, what goes on the top line? Moles. All right, do I need to do a third section? No, because the question asks for moles. What goes beside moles? And what goes beside atoms? Now, this is one that yesterday kept causing issues for a couple people because they kept wanting to put in the atomic mass. But do we have grams anywhere in that chart? No. So as long as there's not a grams, do we ever use the atomic mass? No. So all we have to do is divide. So 1.56 second EE25 divide 6.022 EE, whoops, there we go, 23. And I get 25.9, which is okay because I only need 3 significant digits, and I get moles. Like that. Questions? Got either of the top 2?
Oh, man.
Yay or nay? We okay with those? All right. The bottom half of the opening is not on the quiz. That would be on the next quiz.
Hold on.
What?
We like multiply the 3 and 7.
Where you at? Multiply the 3 and the 7. Why are we multiplying the 3 and the 7? Yes, you would when we get to something in the future with math. Yes, you will multiply the 3 and the 7 because it's in parentheses. And parentheses mean multiplied math class. Okay. But for what we're doing here, we don't have to do anything with multiplying. I'm just asking the bond type. All right, so in number 3, what were the 2 bond types you have to decide between?
Metals and unmetals.
What are the bond types there? Ionic and covalent. All right, so Brian said we got to know if they're a metal or a non-metal. So what do we know about Mn, M, and O? Mn is a what? It's a metal. Let me change my color here. All right, this is a metal, and this is a what? A non-metal, and this is a what? So if I got a metal, a non-metal, and a non-metal, is it ionic or is it covalent? It's a who? It's a what? It's not covalent. It's ionic. It's ionic. All right. So what can you tell me about Ca and I? Ca is a what? And I is a, so it is what again? All right. And what can you tell me about P and Cl? P is a non-metal and C is a, so it's what? It's covalent. Okay, they have to be all non-metals to be covalent. All right. Now, 4 and 5 go with your homework from last night, writing formulas. So, in number 4, calcium, what's its symbol? All right, Ca, capital C, little a. All right, what's its oxidation number?
2, yeah.
All right, positive 2. What's nitride? What's its oxidation number? All right, what do we do with those oxidation numbers?
Loss.
So 3 comes down, 2 comes down. So I have Ca with a 3, N with a 2. That 3 and that 2 won't reduce, so I don't do anything to them. All right, aluminum is Al. What's its oxidation number?
3.
Positive 3. And iodide is I, one single letter, so it's just a capital. And then it is what oxidation number? -1. Now iodine, it has a whole bunch of numbers, right? But we pick the -1 because it's where? It's the last number. So the 3 comes down and the 1 comes down. So you get Ali3. All right. Now, Destiny and Leandra were not here. Are they my only 2 that were absent yesterday? Y'all need one of these. All right. Everybody got it? Take one to Destiny because clearly she's not going to get them walk up here.
No, I was trying to do it.
Okay. Everybody got it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
When she retired, she saved those pictures. So, we can put them on a slideshow.
Oh my God. This is just what y'all need. Fat girl on a slideshow. All right. So if we look at writing the names, number 5. All right. NA. This is the part we got to right at the end. So we're going to do more practice with this today. So NA's name is what? What? I thought that's what you said. It's sodium. All right. And S is sulfur. And we had to add what to sulfur? The I. And remember what I told you. It becomes sulfide. And for those of you who are terrible spellers, and you don't know the endings, if you look on the bottom of the back side, it says common spellings of binary ions, so you can spell them correctly. Back side at the bottom. All right? So if you can't spell and you don't know what the endings look like, I spelled them for you. By the end of the semester, or really day 60, because for those of you who are absent, these are not charts you're going to get on the exam. So on day 60, these go away. Okay? You can keep them, you just can't use them on anything ever again. But by day 60, you're going to know how to spell these. This is not going to be an issue by the time we get there. Okay? But right now, you don't know how to spell them. So they're there for you. Now, the hard part. This is what we were probably struggling with last night on our homework. Deciding if it needs a Roman numeral. So look sodium up on your oxidation sheet. How many numbers are written beside the sodium? Timmy's holding up one finger. One finger means what? It don't need a Roman numeral. Okay? Every time you look up sodium, its number is going to be +1. Every compound, its number is going to be +1. If that's the only number it can ever be, do I need to put that in the name?
No.
No. Okay? Now, Ni is what? Nickel. O is what?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, so I changed it into oxide. Now, nickel, when I look it up on that sheet, has how many numbers listed?
More than
It has more than 1, okay, or 3 numbers. Put your sheets down, okay? Because it has more than 1 number listed, I need a Roman numeral. Now, the number does not come off the sheet. It doesn't even matter if the number is on the sheet. So stop looking at the sheet. Look at the formula. What number in the formula came from the nickel? That's what you're putting in the name because you're telling me, hey, Miss Wall, we used what number in this formula? We used a Roman numeral 3 because that's what came from the nickel in this formula. You did it right? That's good. Okay? But we'll practice more of those after the quiz. Questions. So that's opening number 1. and we'll do 9 more, and then I'll collect again.
What about the two? We're both of them.
Huh?
The two.
The 2 doesn't make any difference. We don't put a Roman numeral on the last element.
So always for the last one, we'll put the I at the end.
As long as it's binary, which means 2. We're going to talk about the difference between having 2 elements and being polyatomic ion today. Yes. Can I check homework today?
Yeah.
I was planning to after the quiz. That way, those of you who didn't have it yesterday could redeem yourselves, hoping that you did it last night.
Oh my God, the quiz? Miss,
I was confused for a second.
Are you unconfused? Okay. All right. Yes. No. Now, before we take the quiz, did anybody have homework like Brian and Betsy that I can go ahead and put in Power School while y'all are taking the quiz? No? Put it over there on my desk. All right. If you will, you need your periodic table. And if you want your orange sheet, you may always have that one quiz. Right.
Number 3. Is it 2.5?
I thought it was 25.9. Is yours with calculation? Yeah.
Are you gonna hold the two?
I can get it done.
Yours is inside the calculation. Go back to 21. So yours has an E at the end, so you'd say 2.59 times 10 to the first. Okay, but if you wanted it out of that, then we just show you go to mode. Okay, yes, that's good. I don't care. You use that one or not. They gave you juice in your breakfast. All right, we have what we need. Periodic table, orange chart, calculator, something to write with. Come on, let's go. No. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get rolling. Let's all be great. Wait. Oh, no. What do you mean? It's like being at home, and I told my son to take a shower, and he goes, no, I'll wait till 8:30. No, come on. Come on. Well, then we should.
I'm hurt. Okay, so 6.
Shush, it's written on your chart, genius. Yeah.
She was bacon.
All right, making sure you show me work. These questions are worth 20 points. There's only 5 of them. So show me your work. So if you do something dumb on the calculator and your chart's right, you get 18 points and you only lose 2 for calculator error. So show me your work. Okay? And then we'll talk homework and that afterwards. Staple. What you got to do? You're correct, I need a drink. David, do you remember bringing your art miss today? With your folder? You can give them to me after class. Just don't forget, because they're zero until I get them.
What is wrong? I want you in the hall take this quiz with me. You can't calm down and be still. How many of you are still working? Just got a few. Okay. That's you don't count. You're not taking the quiz. Oh, you just flip it upside down on your desk. Ask you for every time. I remember we did lift in class. your historic and map. Just put your hand down. I've already done historic. Timmy, how about you? What? Anybody else still working? All right, pass it to the front.
That's what, man.
Yeah, you got your own overall. Right now, you can do together. So
What?
you,
Oh, yeah, me too, a lot of times. Seventeen, sorry.
on the last question.
All right, if you will, find your homework. Have it out of your desk, so all I have to do is literally see it and walk by. Not want to spend time waiting on you to drag it out, because if you do, you got a zero. You hear me? Salmon, you hear me?
What?
If I have to wait on you to find your homework, you got a zero. All I want to do is glance down. It's on the bottom three.
No, we didn't have.
85. Just in front. Huh? Wasn't wrong with the top half, you gotta cover with the chart. I mean, I don't know why you got commas and everything, you don't have endings on.
No, we get it wrong.
Things. You don't want to do, but you try.
This one,
mean,
that's
it's-
the time admin one.
I was gonna do that, but I. I wanted to do it.
Good. Good.
Why are you drinking that juice still? Is this supposed to be gone? How long does it take to eat rabbit? Like, she just gave you the juice? All right, so. Now Rebecca, you need to go back and mark her absent. Liliana had hers, Tyra, Jennifer, Eric, Yonder was absent. Esty was absent, so I had hers, Betsy, Emma, Ellie, Ryan, Alicia, Timothy. Dylan was absent, Rosa was absent. Ryan was absent. Bryce had kids. Since we have not seen Rebecca. Because if she's still in guidance doing registration, she really does not know what classes she wants. All right, I'm talking about some answers.
Now, the biggest thing about last night's homework and today's lesson, everything that's on the paper, that's on the front side that we're getting ready to talk about, tell me how many letters are in all of those formulas. Let me find one so I've got it. All right, Esty, Andrew, you need one.
It's long.
Yes. You want to use one of your hall passes? Just means at the end of the semester when you won't point. You only get 3 total G's.
Oh.
You only got 4. Alright. So look at questions 9 through 19. Tell me how many capital letters you see between questions 9 and 19. And all those questions. 2. When you look at CUCL, there's 2. When you look at question number 10, 2. All right. Everything we did yesterday, I kept saying over and over again, are binary. All right. Everything we did yesterday had 2 elements. So everything we named either came with an IDE ending, like 1 through 8. Look at all 8 of those names. They all end in what? IDE. And all 9 through 19. Look at yours. Did you name them ending in IDE? If you said yes, you did it right. If you said no, or you glanced down the column and you go, oh, I forgot 2 of them. They don't have IDE on the end. Then you got 2 that you named wrong. Okay? They all have to end in IDE because everything on that front side has how many elements in it? 2. They're all binary. Okay? Today, we're going to learn how to name things that have what we call polyatomic ions, meaning they're going to have at least 3. So are they going to end in IDE? No. All right? So let's go over the answers that you came up with and make sure we're okay with binary before we add in polyatomic. Tevin, what is the problem now? Ignore him. What? He's going to have to move. Number 1, sodium fluoride. You should have NaF. Number 2, MgCl2. Number 3, Al2S3. Number 4, NiF2. Number 5, Cr3N2. Number 6, Cu2O. Number 7, ZNI2. And number 8, CaBr2. Any issues with the crisscrossing? No. Typically, that is where we do the best. Numbers 9 through 19. Cu is copper and then chloride. Did we need a Roman numeral? Yes. So you should have said copper 2 chloride. Number 10, magnesium. Did we need a Roman numeral? No. Look up magnesium on your sheet. Look up magnesium.
Only had one.
It only had one. What is that one number? The number beside magnesium is +2. That number is how many numbers? 1. That is one number. Every time magnesium is in a formula, the only number it will ever be is what number? +2. Because it's only ever going to be a +2. Are we going to use a Roman numeral? No, we are not. So magnesium bromide. All right. Number 11, calcium oxide. Look up calcium on the sheet. Does it need a Roman numeral? No, it's calcium oxide. Now, sometimes people go, why don't I just put in a Roman numeral? I'll cover my bases. I'll put one there in case it needs one. Can you just put one in case?
No.
No, it's wrong if you don't need one and you put it in there. All right. Number 12, iron 3 oxide. That one has to have a Roman numeral. Number 13, manganese Roman numeral 7 oxide.
Third like 6.
Huh?
6.
No 6.
I'll put it 7.
Oh, it's got to be a 7. You can't put a 6.
How about Lord? You understand what I'm saying, right?
I have no idea what you're saying because you're chewing on a straw.
Roman numeral.
Yep.
It's supposed to be 6.
No.
It's supposed to be 7.
7.
Cool. All right. Sure.
Okay. Number 14, silver fluoride. Number 15, potassium iodide. Number 16, aluminum nitride. Number 17, tin, Roman numeral 2, chloride. Number 18, barium sulfide. And number 19, lead, Roman numeral 2, iodide. Questions?
How'd you get the Roman numeral?
All right. The Roman numerals come from the formula. So if we look at number 2, 19, PbI2. All right. So we know Pb is lead. We know I is iodide, right? So we look up lead on our chart. Look up lead. You might as well keep that out because you're going to need it all day. All right. Lead has what beside it?
2 numbers.
All right. Put your chart down. All right, that 2 numbers says to you, Eric, yes, I need a Roman numeral. Now, the Roman numeral doesn't come off the chart. The Roman numeral comes from the formula. What number in this formula came from the lead? This 2 came from up there, right? That's what goes in the parentheses. Okay? Other questions? Now, there is something else I need to show you that I didn't do yesterday. Emma, you want me to have that phone in my pocket? And make sure you stay off of it. Suppose I give you one like this. All right, but it's written like this. Okay? And you got to write its name. People look at this and they go, oh, it's lead. Whoops. It's oxide. And they go, it needs a Roman numeral. And they look here and they go, oh, the Roman numeral's what? It's a 2. But this formula has been reduced. So we've got to get in the habit of checking the second element's oxidation number. So when I looked here, I knew this one wasn't reduced and I didn't want to confuse error. But we need to check the second element. What's oxygen's oxidation number? So look on your yellow card. It's -2 when you look it up. Oxygen is a -2. So where should this -2 be? Should be right there. But it went away, didn't it? What's the only way it could go away? What's wrong, Andrew? Number 14, silver fluoride. Yep. All right. So how do I get back to what it used to be? All you have to do is multiply. Okay, you take this 2 and you multiply. So 2 times 1 is what? What's 2 times 1? It's like, really? What's 2 times 1?
2.
What's 2 times 2?
Uh,
Now, what number came from the lead originally? The 4, okay? We'll do more of that most likely Monday. All right, let's talk polyatomic ions. Now, we're going to do this just like we did yesterday. All right, we're going to start with formulas first, and then we'll switch to naming. Now, polyatomic ions work.
What you did right there, you did it different. Because you never said we had I'm getting you.
What number was that?
Wait, no, yeah, because, wait, can you go back to when I walked in, you said 2 times 1, 2 times 2.
No. I'm not going back and teaching something while you're in the bathroom. Now, polyatomic ions. We're going to do this in the same order that we did this yesterday. We're going to start with formulas and then we'll do names, okay? I will try to do an example like that one with polyatomic ions. Now, naming tends to be harder. Formulas tend to be easier, so we're going to start with that. The process is the same as yesterday. There's one tiny little difference. So we have no steps to write down and really no notes to take. The only thing that we're going to do is do an example. We'll do about 3 or 4 of them. All right, so suppose that we want to write the formula for iron 3 sulfate. All right, it's a pretty common polyatomic ion. Now, first of all, how can you tell that it's not binary? How do you know that's different from yesterday? All right, the first thing you should notice from yesterday is this right here tells you that it's not binary. That ATE. All right, everything we did yesterday ended in IDE. IDE meant there were 2. Yes, my dear, what may we do for you today?
Miss Porter said you wanted to take the routine.
I said the end of class, like way to the end of class.
How, what time?
The bell didn't ring to 11:40.
And then what about the picture school?
Are you going to be in yearbook tomorrow, or is tomorrow a no day?
Oh, your what's on 8 days old.
It's on 8 days only.
How about 25?
It will be tight, but 11:25 might work.
Okay, I can make it.
Okay.
So this is why you need
Denise
to.
Hospital.
Well, I said the absolute end of class.
But
Now, when you look at iron 3 sulfate, all right, ATE, first of all, is not binary. So, how many elements do you know have to be in the formula? 3. Now, we want to write the formula. I told you yesterday on your card that we were talking about those last 2 columns. So, when I did this, I was trying to save space and be a genius, but it didn't work out too well because it tends to confuse people. So, now I'm going to cover the first 3 columns. See the last 2 columns? For the most part, these are alphabetized. But unfortunately, as I got to the bottom of the list, I was like, dang, I forgot something. So there's a couple down here at the bottom. They're not alphabetized because I remembered them at the last minute and I just sort of stuck them in. All right, but the polyatomic ions are here, and the polyatomic ion symbols are beside their name. Okay? The elements are on this side, which we worked with yesterday. Polyatomic ions are on this side. See how they're laid out? All right, so iron is what symbol? What's iron? I hear somebody giving me an answer back there, but it's so weak I can barely hear it. Fe. All right. What's its oxidation number? What's iron's oxidation number? Really? I got some mumbling and I don't have any confidence out there?
+2. +2.
And then I got people yelling which one, and I got, at least my absent people, I give y'all a pass because y'all weren't here. All of you people who are looking at the chart are yelling which one are staring at me. What does this right here mean? All right. This right here always means the oxidation number of the first element. You don't ever have to look up the first element's oxidation number. If they put it in Roman numerals, they gave it to you. All right, so iron is a +3. Now, sulfate. Where do we find sulfate at? It's a what? So where do we find it?
Right here.
Okay, so what is it?
Manganese.
It says sulfate.
Okay, sulfate ion. So what does it say besides sulfate ion? All right, so SO4 with a -2. That's why I said I was trying to save space, but it was confusing for people. So read to the right side. All right, so now this is the only new step. All you have to do is put parentheses around the polyatomic ion. That's the only new step. All right, so we've looked at the symbols. We've looked up the oxidation numbers. I've added in the new step. So what did we do in step 3 yesterday after we looked up everything? We did what with those oxidation numbers? We crossed them. So that's what we're doing now. So we're going to take these lovely numbers and we're going to crisscross them. So the 3 goes where? Over there to the SO4, and the 2 goes over here to the iron. Now, what's inside the parentheses is sacred. You can't touch it. You can't do anything to the S, the O, or the 4. So that 3 goes all the way across to the outside. That 2 goes all the way across past it to the iron. All right, so when I rewrite this, Fe has what subscript? And I write SO4 exactly as it was. And then what's on the outside? A 3. Questions? Yes, ma'am.
Why does it go from negative to positive?
The signs are only there to tell you who's first and last. So when we crisscross, the positive and negatives are not used. Okay? Questions about how we did that? What? What about the 4? Oh, it's part of the formula on the sheet. Okay. If you get rid of that straw, I could hear you better. I got you. All right, so let's say that we want to write the formula for potassium chromate. Again, we recognize that this is not binary because it doesn't say what on the end. Odd, but there are 2 exceptions to that. I'm going to use one in a second. There are more exceptions in chemistry than we know what to do with, but there are 2 that you have to know. Potassium chromate. Potassium is what symbol? K. So I'm going to write K. What's its oxidation number? I hear it out there, but it's mumbled again.
1.
That's better. All right. Chromate is what? Look it up on your polyatomic ion side. What's chromate? All right. CrO4 with a -2. Now, to answer Leandra's question from a second ago, do we need the positive and the negative? What's the positive and negative used for from yesterday? To tell you who's where and where. First and last. That's its only function. So we can get rid of it technically. We only needed to know who's first and last. All right. The new step I added in today is to do what? Put in parentheses and then do what with the numbers? Cross them. So the 2's coming over here and the 1's going over there, and it's going to disappear because we're not going to write the 1. All right. So we get K2. CrO4, and like Tevin said, we're not going to write the 1. Now,
Wait, I just realized something.
what?
So, aren't never mind.
You might be getting ready to say what I was getting ready to point out.
Okay. Yeah, it's like 2 different elements.
Oh, never mind. Now, since the number outside the parentheses is gone, do we have to write the parentheses? The answer is no. So, in this particular case, because the parentheses have nothing out here, there's no number, it's a 1, do you have to write the parentheses? No. So you can write your answer with the parentheses, which is fine. I will not take off if you leave them. Or you can leave the parentheses off, which is fine also. Okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking the parentheses off. Okay? Questions about that?
Okay, so the 04 comes in when it's not binary. So why do we put?
The 04 comes in because that's part of the formula. Binary just meant there were 2 elements. That's all that meant. None of these are binary because they have 3 elements in them. Go back and watch the YouTube video on naming from yesterday.
I promise you, you'll see me about
I can, but I can run in the video.
I'm sure if y'all stepped in front of the computer yesterday, then you're on there. You could just skip through the parts you don't need and just fast forward through all of that to the part where I'm teaching, probably to about 10:45. You can probably, class starts, you can probably skip the first 50 minutes and just watch the piece that goes with naming binary compounds. That way you probably got somebody's notes. Just watch that piece. That way you get what you missed from class yesterday. Okay? All right.
Or you can just ask Tim.
What did I just say?
I'll ask Harry.
I mean, I tell you to come after school today, but the next opportunity I have to be after school is next Tuesday, and I don't want you to not know about binary compounds until next Tuesday. Okay? So, let's say we do this one. Notice this time I picked one of the exceptions. All right? Notice this time it ends in IDE. Okay? This is one of the exceptions. If you look on your reference table, under the polyatomic ions, hydroxide is one of the 2 exceptions. Can anybody tell me what the other exception is under the polyatomic ions? Cyanide is the other. Hydroxide and cyanide are the 2 that you're going to be exposed to. And they're also both on your reference table that the state's going to give you. Okay? So, does it change anything? Still works the exact same way. It just ends in IDE. So, what's antimony symbol? SB? What's its oxidation number? How do we know that? Roman numerals of 5. Very good. All right, hydroxide has what symbol on that reference table? It has OH. All right, it has a -1. Now, a lot of people ask me when you just see a negative on there, what's the negative mean on the reference table? It means it's a -1. Okay? So, what step do I add in if you have a polyatomic ion? Parentheses around your polyatomic ion. What do I do with the 5 and the 1? Flip the numbers. So the 5 comes down over here, 1 comes down over here, and you have SB, OH with a 5. Everybody with me? Now, let me point out a common error. Lots and lots and lots of people like to write this way. Is this and this the same answer?
No.
Answer is no.
Because the parentheses shows that it's
It does. Tell me what parentheses mean in math class.
multiple.
And what else?
I thought you said we could take out the parentheses.
If the number is a what? If it's a 1, you can take off the parentheses. Is the number a 1? No. All right, so what do parentheses mean in math class? They mean multiply And what's that word in math class I'm looking for? I heard it. Say it louder, sorry, Ellie. Distribute. So, how many H's do I have here? And how many O's do I have here? So when we calculate, there are 5 oxygens, there are 5 hydrogens. When we calculate with this, there's how many hydrogens? There's 5. How many O's are there? There's 1. This is wrong. Okay? And I'm going to get this over and over again on quizzes and tests, and I'm going to keep marking this wrong. If the number outside the parenthesis is not a 1, can you leave off the parentheses? No. All right, find your homework sheet from last night. All right, I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to stop you. Because apparently I need to get this lab before they come back to take our picture. It's only using construction paper. I don't know what they're so worried about taking a picture for. Even if I had medicine, I can't give it to you. If you call it now, you could ask somebody in here if they have medicine.
He been in a butthole, cause I take medicine just every
Takes a while.
All right, so find your homework, and on the back side, see how many of 1 through 9 you can do, Kevin.
Oh, man.
In your chair. Work on 1 through 9. See how many you can write. It's a bomb. Yeah.
No, I don't.
Go on, Ira. Get going.
Oh, my God. Harold.
Salma.
He said, give me my chips. Nah.
You just had your breakfast and somebody else's breakfast, and you need chips too?
I had my breakfast and her juice.
Oh, okay.
That's my chips, bro.
No, these are Harvard chips. And he was
Hard, bro. I put on my chips, bro.
Harold.
I'll take medicine.
Right. Thank you. Can I get my chips, please?
All right, here. Let me get it.
She told me to sit down. I can't move out my seat, but you can. I just need to be tired. That's what I thought.
Harold.
Come on, find me some answers. We're gonna be ready to go over, but you don't want to go ahead and start.
I'm a bitch.
No, I've been trying to hold my thoughts since I've been telling you to be quiet. That's it, too.
Look at what you have here. Look at what you have here. Yes. All right, I'm gonna pick on Betsy and Jennifer for just a second, because they both did stupid stuff that would cost each of them 10 points on the first quiz. Okay? Jennifer looked up the wrong element and wrote the wrong oxidation number down because she got the lines crisscrossed. I'm just picking on you. It's okay. All right? People do that all the time. All right? So make sure when you look across, you don't pick up the wrong oxidation number. And Betsy wrote the right answer down and then wrote equals and copied the formula down wrong. Okay? She wrote Na2SO4 equals NaSO4 and lost her 2. All right? So when you rewrite the answer, if you write it down wrong, do you get your points? No. If you're going to rewrite it, make sure you write it right.
I think I did.
Okay? Yes, that's right. So now,
Betsy, have you heard this?
Oh,
He's a fool.
so what? You can take the parentheses off, or you can leave it on. Either one will be fine. It's completely your options. Which one?
Where'd the two go? You got two up there and it's just gone.
You make me nervous. See, right here.
If you're quiet and behave, I would make you nervous. I make you nervous because you don't behave.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He watched the meeting.
You picked up my trite, not my trait.
You.
Alright, so I look, my trait is ATE and you picked up IT. Okay, and it's a common error. So you do the same thing here. You picked up sulfite, it's not sulfate. Alright, so make sure you don't pick up the wrong one based on spelling. You got the right one, number 3, because I gave you the IT one. Okay, you gotta pick ATE, not ITE. Alright, go back here. Alright, but you got the same mistake, look at number 3. It says ITE. So when you cruise with it, you picked up the ATE one, not the IT one.
You see the service. You see the service.
Alright, see now, everything's good except this. See how when you crisscross, don't bring that negative sign back, it's just 2. Get rid of the negative. You say right here.
Right here.
Yeah, you just write it down.
Sulfuric acid.
That's what I got.
It's NA.
What on earth are you doing here? You got zinc and lead. That's not phosphate.
B04.
Yeah, you got PB.
Oh.
Alright, you go back here. Yeah, this is chlorite. And you've got chlorite and chlorate. You picked up chlorate instead of chlorite. It's real easy to pick up the wrong line. Yes, you're fine. Except that sulfurous acid, you picked up sulfuric acid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. I like it.
That is not a 5, that's a 4. You got everything as a 3 now. Hiram, I don't mean to interrupt you over there on your phone and all.
You said the plug was called.
That's what just take.
That's not what it is.
Whose phone is mine?
Don't give it to me. It's mine.
You had a bag of
This one.
What? What? Question? Right, I was on there.
Oh, hang on. When it ends like this, you look at the following policy. Deleted sentences. Where's your I?
Alright, parentheses on the CL. Alright, what's up? It gets all the formula. Hold on.
What about this one?
Fluoride is ClO2. So put the 2 on it.
Oh, this?
No, I'm just.
What? Look at
Alright,
that.
you write down the polyatomic.
Let me see it. Let's write it down, man.
Now,
We're gonna start this out.
3. So what are you gonna do with that 3?
Oh, like, I really did not those skirts have pockets. Then what?
Now we're right.
You know skirts have pockets.
Who had pockets?
You know skirts have pockets.
Some skirts do have pockets.
That's my first time seeing it.
Some skirts don't have pockets. Depends on the design of the skirt.
Oh.
Okay,
Alright, this says chlorite.
Wait, I'm tired. I'm
So
gonna
when
come
you
right
look,
back
it
in.
says chlorite, chlorate has a big chlorite, has a 2, chlorate has a 3. You pick up wrong ions.
Alright, got 3 here, and then we'll have an oxidation number here.
There we go now.
I lost oxidation number.
Man. Hold on, where's
Same thing here, you
that?
looked at this one, you didn't look at that one, so you got nothing to correct from that end. Same thing here. You're not looking at the first oxidation number. You gotta look up the second one.
Wait, I thought it was.
You gotta look up the first one and the second, not just the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's talk about some answers.
No.
Yes.
All right, correction.
I had one. Oh, there it is.
Next to the vacancy.
All right, question number 1 on the back. You can either have AgNO3 or Ag parentheses NO3 close the parentheses.
Wait a minute, what?
Oh dear God.
Hey, NO3.
So I was looking at it and I thought this.
You also got it
Okay,
right.
wait, I got the outfit.
I'm not going to write all these on the board, people.
Hey, can I ask you?
Y'all are going to need to listen. What?
I never said.
The window-
You just look it up and write it down off the chart.
And that's it.
That's it. All right, number 2. Na2 parentheses SO4 close the parentheses. You can leave off the parentheses if you would like because it's a 1 on the outside. Number 3 says chlorite. A lot of people picked the wrong ion. They got the ATE version. There's 2 on there, chlorate and chlorite. You should have Fe parentheses ClO2 close the parentheses 3. If you put ClO3, you picked up chlorate. Look at your yellow chart. There's top and bottom. One's on top, one's on the bottom.
Wait, was I green?
People, I am not going to call this out 400 times.
I got it right. One time.
I got it right.
Exactly, Destiny. Number 4, PB. Are y'all listening?
Yeah.
PB, parentheses, ClO4, close the parentheses, 4. Number 5, ZN, 3, close the print or open the parentheses, PO4, close the parentheses, 2.
Yeah.
Number 6, you just look up on the chart and write H2SO3.
Yeah.
Number 7, Na, ClO3. ClO3 can be in parentheses. Number 8, Al2, parentheses, SO4, close the parentheses, 3. Number 9, Mg, parentheses, NO2, close the parentheses, 2. Questions? Not repeats either.
What was number 4
I'm-
again?
She just said,
I'm sorry, but I'm still on number 8. which is-
It's like- TV.
He's still on number 8 with
I
it.
said, oh.
Yeah, you might have.
Oh, yeah, I
understand.
Tell the fight team. So it's like,
Not fighting. You might call him.
that's it.
All right, we're going to write names of the polyatomic ions. Now, these are just like yesterday's, except that they are not in, except that this time they have how many elements? These have how many elements? I heard it.
2, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. They have 3 elements. So the only thing that's different in the steps is we're not going to add what to the name? We're not going to add IDE. All right? We're going to use whatever the name is on the reference sheet. So you're still going to follow the same steps. Name the first element. What is the name of the first element? So you're going to name potassium. So
So what is P? Phosphorus.
P is phosphorus, yes.
So would it be phosphate?
Huh? This one's phosphate, yes. Now, this, get a little darker there. That's better. All right, everything after the or the phosphorus there, the potassium, where the phosphorus is, all right, look up together for one name. That's the piece that people do wrong. They want to name those elements separately. You don't name them separately. You look them up together for one name. So, you're looking for PO4, one name. So, on your trusty yellow card, find PO4, tell me its name.
Phosphate.
Then you write the name phosphate.
Do we start putting Roman numerals on?
That's step 3. We're not at step 3 yet. We're on step 2. Okay? Did everybody find PO4? On the yellow card, front side. Okay? Those 2 columns that are right here. You're looking for PO4 and looking for its name. Everybody found it now? Man, don't make me yell at you about that phone. Oh, what? Now, the last step is, do we or don't we need a Roman numeral? What did we use yesterday? Or last night in the homework? You check out which element. Who do we have to look up? That's right. So we check K oxidation numbers. All right, and it only has how many? So it only has 1. So no Roman number. So it's potassium, phosphate, and we're done. So you look up potassium, or the first element. If it has more than 1 oxidation number, you put on a Roman number, just like yesterday. If it doesn't, you're done. Look, we are not there yet. Y'all are going to have to exhibit some patience. It is only construction paper. It is not very exciting.
Well, it's 11:21. We said 11:25.
I wasn't looking last night. I was on.
My picture's
Aubrey, look.
I know.
Take a picture. I'll take a picture of it.
Look, we may or may not get to it. It's really for tomorrow, and I'm trying to get there today for y'all.
I'm gonna stay here and just watch.
Okay, whatever. All right. Can we do another one?
You can.
All right, let's write its name.
We're not gonna do it.
Write its name. Here, you guys hang on to something. This thing's like super heavy.
I think we're good.
Stop playing on it. Put your book back. Don't give it a high row either.
You took it out.
It's
Don't give it
chromium.
a high row. He's not trustworthy. All right, so what's CR?
It's chromium chromate.
I'll hose everything down and last all later. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so CR is chromium.
Yeah.
All right, so chromium. All right. What do I do after I name chromium?
Chromate.
Oh, you find it.
You find the
Find the,
in the parentheses together.
all right, everything in the parentheses together. So what's the name of everything in the parentheses together? It is not chromate.
It's
It's dichromate. Okay, so I write dichromate. Except this one should write it legibly. All right, dichromate. All right, the last step What do I do to last?
Put the trace.
All right, I need to see how many oxidation numbers who has. Chromium. How many numbers does chromium have on that sheet? 3 different numbers. So that tells me I need a Roman numeral, right?
Yeah.
All right, so put sheets down.
3.
What number came from chromium in the formula?
3.
This 3 came from up there, so that's what goes in the formula. Everybody got it? Yes or no? Jennifer, you with me? You're rolling your eyes at me. I feel like I'm at home talking to my 11-year-old. Huh? You're rolling your eyes at Tevin? That's allowed. Because he's kind of irritating.
Why am I getting automated?
Because you're like super annoying.
Mine was super good.
All right, tell me that one real quick, and then we'll practice. Or we might just start the lab so that Aubrey can get some pictures to y'all. And then we'll do the other whole one. Since they don't have Gilbert on B-Day. Ira, write the name before I die of old age. Before I retire.
It's lithium.
It's lithium. I'm pretty too late.
I meant like on paper.
And then it's
Carbonate.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You're too slow. You gotta be quicker with it.
It's on the paper. Where does it say?
Yeah, and then we'll practice it. All right, so what do we come up with?
Lithium.
And carbonate.
Yeah.
All right, and do I need a Roman numeral?
No.
So lithium carbonate, we got it? All right, we're going to do the bottom half of the worksheet for homework tonight so that we can talk about this lab and get started so that if nothing else, Aubrey can snap some pictures of y'all gathering supplies. Here, I'll make Eric and Betsy baby my local help handing out papers so that we've got the instructions and we understand what we're doing for them.
He's gonna be mad, but.
Yeah, you get that
Copy book.
You only gave me 2, I needed 3.
Yeah, you're welcome. Miss, what would up with these?
Thank you, guys. All right, sit down. Guys, come on.
Who next?
Wait, are we done taking over?
I just need to explain how this works. All right, so on the lab, the purpose of the lab is to do 2 things. A, to explain the purpose of crisscrossing, and B, to practice naming and writing formulas. Now, we've been crisscrossing for 2 days, but I haven't really explained the purpose or why we do that, all right? Crisscrossing is a shorthand technique for writing formulas, but we don't know why we do it, right? The reason we do it is because the oxidation numbers have to equal 0 when we add them together. Well, if this was the compound we were making, do they equal 0?
No.
No, they don't, do they? So, if we were to add another magnesium, would that equal 0?
No.
No. All right, so adding magnesium is not going to help us. What if I added another chlorine? Would that equal 0?
No.
Yeah, because I've got 2 pluses and 2 minuses, right? Now,
Oh.
we could do this with every compound. We could figure out how many pluses, how many minuses to add to come up with it, right? So, how many mg's would I have glued to my piece of paper? How many mg's do I have glued down here? All right, so I've got 1 mg. How many chlorines do I have glued down?
2.
Now, we get the same thing by saying +2, chlorine had a -1, and by crisscrossing and doing it this way. Now, what's easier, crisscrossing or doing all the math in our heads? Crisscrossing, which is why we do it that way. All right? So, on the lab, you've got to cut out your ions and show me how to total zero. You've got to write the formula. And you have to write the name. So, tell me what the name of this would be based on what we did yesterday. Because this one's binary or polyatomic? Binary. So, what's the name of the first element?
Magnesium.
All right. That's why I really should spell right and not use shorthand. Magnesium. And Cl is? Chlorine. What do I make it? Chloride. And does magnesium need a Roman numeral? How do you know when you're doing the lab? You can't ask me, so how are you going to know? You check the sheet, so check your sheet. Does magnesium need a Roman numeral? No, so magnesium chloride. Any questions? Your sheet of paper is at the back. Destiny's got her crap sitting on it. You've got glue sticks, scissors, and whatnot. The only thing you'll be able to do today is cut and gather your supplies. All right? You've got about 10 minutes to work. Yes. Really, I need 3 photographers to take a picture of them getting supplies and cutting.
Cause I'm a superstar, you ain't know.
I can take my time now.
I don't have to upload this thing. Make it a point not to take a picture of Tevin, please. Make sure you put your name on your piece of paper so you don't lose it tomorrow. Because we'll stack them up for tomorrow. We'll put them on the back table.
Okay, wait, so. And so it's basically every man for themselves.
Yes, it's every man for themselves.
Every-
Your classmates and sort of be expert consultants. I'm trying to. Yeah, you like.
Cindy, it's back to the last one.
Cross the message.
Well, are we gonna be able to take these, or we're gonna leave everything here?
You go in here.
I mean.
Aubrey, you just resting? Aubrey, you just resting? Okay, I just asked.
I know. I know. Well, I was in the week of help, boy.
Only five, it's rough.
You're allowed to. Miss Swan, do you have a paper clip?
Yep, I'm here on my desk.
Oh, yeah, give it to you.
All right, guys, we've got about 3 minutes. The bell's gonna ring. All right, I have paper clips up here on my desk. Find a way to secure what you cut, either by paper clips. I've got paper clips on my desk. Do not make a mess on my floor. No. All right, and then put your stuff on that back table with the pole. You see back there by the computer where the pole is? Stack your stuff up back there so it's safe till tomorrow. Back there on the table with the pole. Yep, put your name on it. Put your name on everything.
Where do we put it?
On the table with the pole. Put your name on everything. Put it on the table with a pole back there. Paper clips are up here if you need paper clips. Here's your marker. Oh, mine.
Oh.
You a pole. Put your name on it, clip them to your paper, put them on the table with a pole back there. Huh? I'd say slap snot over, but I don't treat you. I said slap snot out of you, but I didn't want you to get in trouble, so she can't do that. No, she just got her phone back and I told her not to let anybody else have it.
Right. You let, your finger not even
You let somebody put their fingerprint.
I didn't know she put my fingerprint. And I didn't know that she put her fingerprint in my mouth. She did. I just let her do.
You're a kid.
Okay.
That's not here. Give me a phone.
Don't go. Give me a phone.
All right, I've got. Y'all need to learn to pick up, and we're not doing this. I got scissors, Well, get the scissors picked up.
I'll get the paper, and I got it.
You got it.
Are you gonna pick up my little tiny baby?
Hey, I got it.
And my calculator, Tim.
Lucas Antonori, please come to the front office. Lucas Antonori, come to the front office, please.
Bob. Frank, what?
All right, who left their oxidation sheet over here? Now I won't be able to do the homework. Who lost their oxidation sheet?
Oh, no, I got mine.
Oh,
I'm gonna grab the key. Oh. Thank
Go ahead, girl.
and that was calculator, my foot.
That's mine.
I got
That's me.
I'm leaving early today, so I have to go to school. Who?
Don't make whatever fun of me. What time is it early for you?
Oh, yeah? Real early. Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm doing school.
Okay.
So. So which one's be the one? All of them. I'm so excited.
Oh, mine's in
It's all, I know you heard it.
I swear.
Oh, I did. It's up there in the tray. That's the four corners at the top. I think it's the blue tray.
Thank you.
How you doing today? He's got, Seven's got your blue bottle.
So really don't be caring
Send
about
that
being
to
like.
you. You were that right in the pencil. Would you not walk like it?
Oh, just have some really walking class.
Trinity does not walk like that.
Well, just like that.
I will be here.
Pull up,
Yes, I
say my
was. On everything I was doing.
Good, great, hope you have a good day. We're back on me. It's like when you got depression. I'm just like water. You drink just like water. With that, don't call it. Not on charging. Pull up, then I'm charging.
Miss Water, where's she?
Man, what? That was so hot.
Do you think anyone ever finished?
I'm gonna guess based on the look on your face, the answer to that
Yeah.
no. It's okay.
That gum?
Okay.
Yeah.
How about next Tuesday? Can you stand for school next Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do it
Where's
together.
sheets?
Dog pick.
I looked at them.
Huh?
Back my book.
I have a meeting today at the middle school that I forgot about, that I have to go to, but I can do Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week. Any of those
Does that
days
mean
good
I
for you?
can take my test Tuesday
That's
too?
how it's asked for.
But we could do the lab on Tuesday and the test on Wednesday. If you need more than one day,
Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
okay, we can do that.
I don't even got to pay that test payment as well.
Beatrice, is there a reason you were late?
I had to clean up in that
Okay. That'd be fine.
You're saying,
You were in Pro Start.
I'm in food.
You were in PE in your class, Beatrice.
No, Miss Rome.
That's how you gotta be.
What's our school?
Is she in Miss Cross's class? Or they cook in Miss Cross's class?
Let's take a later. Yeah, we doing play-doh tomorrow, yeah.
What's tomorrow have to do with you being late to my class today?
But we did it today and we doing it
So if I
tomorrow.
email Miss Cross today,
Non-play.
and I ask her like, I'm late to my class, she's gonna say that you
No,
got
for
that
real.
class late.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I was late. Okay, so somebody went snitch to the office about what happened outside of school yesterday. And Mr. George and Miss Henson had me in the office, what happened, period, and I had to run back to the.
This man is very confused, he's ready to go.
So she would verify that you ran back here.
Hey, I'm about to go too.
You can ask Mr. George and Miss Henson. Matter of fact, I can go get Miss Henson right now. You want me to go get it?
Both our tests
Oh, okay.
here and in fourth period.
It's,
Yesterday we had Monday, right?
You were
We had
so.
Monday. Oh.
Where's
I'm
my-
a man.
it's
not even
I'm a
tonight.
man.
Alright, who do we not have? Is it the doctor?
she went to guidance.
Okay.
So Phil went to
Are
the
they
doctor.
doing, her registration?
I get it, they called her, and she was doing the lab on.
I think I'm
She
getting a
might be
six
here.
pack, Miss Wall. My
I'm on
stomach
her
is hurting.
registration, she doesn't get it.
Doubt it.
I'll fix her if she gets here. Abby's here, Bateman's
You know, how you just sit up
here,
there.
That's James.
Vladimir, Brendan,
You got the big-
Asia. Zeph, you said you're getting out.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and mark you absent. then.
No,
Yeah.
it's still
If
absent,
you're leaving at 12, you are missing almost all of class. You are absent.
but I'm coming back.
Like at 12:30?
Nah, it's probably like 1.
We leave at 1.
You gotta be here for 45 minutes.
If you get back within 45 minutes, I will change it to
We
you.
not going.
I got you.
Okay?
I don't get it. You know that
He's
it's cut.
here.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
is
I'm getting
here.
all this cut, bro.
James,
For
Beatrice,
real. Come
Lewis
back like Kyrie.
is here, and Tasia is here.
Thanks.
And James came with an excuse note. So
Oh, yeah, I need to go see Kenzie later on in class too.
No.
Yes.
Alright,
Got me bent with these edges.
now, I need to see
Okay,
your review sheets. I've seen Baden's and Juan's from yesterday, because they brought me theirs before they left for the day.
Brought you what?
The review sheet that we were working on yesterday, and I said I was checking today.
I ain't even got it. I left it on the couch.
So if you finished it like you were supposed to, or if you just want to show me the part you did yesterday, regardless, I need to see it.
so got the last opening.
Nobody.
Doom, doom,
So if you have it, bring it here, please.
Cause I got
I need
to
to.
find it.
You're in the notebook at the back, yeah.
Bring a notebook in the bag.
The back, it says open it.
Get the notebook in the bag.
Very good, Vladimir. Very excited about your last history, by the way.
I did one, two, three.
We don't wanna hear no excuses.
Well, where they at?
Actual paper.
Yeah, I know, then why didn't you bring the actual paper? You got through number 20 and stopped. Pretty doggone nice.
That's all, you know I love you, right?
I'm lost, bro.
Wow, what you missing? The bottom. You missing all this. That's right.
Look, that's
It's not five. You missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions.
Nine. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we got all the A, B, and C's. What are we talking about? A?
we did it in practice.
We got Fear with an A. We got Zeph with an A.
Diamonds look like one.
A.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah.
Y'all ready for this test up? You ready for this test? You on there?
I got you.
I mean,
You need a charger.
so true.
You ain't say you need a charger.
Definitely.
Wrong, did the front.
Well, bring me what you got.
A piece of chocolate.
Alright, who else has got? Last call.
Who got away?
Right, you got it.
Last call.
Come on now, don't burn me.
Here's a.
Come on, bitch. You know it's not finished. Just go sit back down.
I forgot how it was. Yep, show me what you got.
You know yours.
Oh, well, maybe I gotta charge my phone.
Anybody else?
Let me use your
Jay,
phone.
did you have a chance to do any of that?
Say no, bro. Say no. Let me use it.
You start with your phone.
Kiki, did you find what you did yesterday in class at least?
Who take notes? I need somebody. Whatever y'all talk about.
Oh, that's right, just there, did y'all say that?
Celebration,
I didn't even say
celebration graphs.
You said 100.
What's that? Vladimir, you got those graphs?
Oh, that whole tree about to fall.
Nah, bro.
Acceleration.
We
and
regular right now.
deceleration.
Yeah.
Alright, if we can,
Acceleration and deceleration.
let's go over the option real quick so that we can go over the review sheet and then take the
No
test.
point.
Alright, what is force? Go ahead, Kiki, tell me what force is.
A push or a pull.
A push or a pull. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Alright, number 3. Give me, or number 2, give me 3 examples of forces. Give me one, James, you can think of that's a force. Any force you want to give me. A button. A what? Can't hear you. A car. Car doing what? Alright, move the car. Give me one, Randy. Sure, give me one, Zach.
I was gonna say swing.
Give me something else.
Say a swing set. Swing set.
Okay, I was thinking you might use something more like what you might do every afternoon.
What, run? Walk?
Yeah. Or what do you do every afternoon?
What do I do? Basketball.
Yeah.
This
When you dribble, shoot, maybe.
I got handles for days.
There you go.
you got millions.
And sure. One, you got one for me?
When that.
Sure. Any of those are good. Y'all don't even have to use the examples I gave you yesterday. I was thinking to come up with your own, but I guess not. All right. And the last one we're going to use when we finish the test. What are the 3 requirements that have to be labeled on a force? Vladimir, give me one of them. A unit. Give me one of Beatrice. You gotta have a unit. Gotta have One paying attention. What do we gotta have, Louis? Direction, and we gotta have what else, Denise? A number. All right, everybody got it?
No, wait.
That's the thing.
I missed the price of water.
I know you're waiting on Mr. Kinzer to just call you to go to the
I'm
office,
ready to go.
but be patient. They're gonna call. It'll happen soon, I'm sure. I give you one waiting on this for you to write it down.
No, I'm waiting for that last one. I didn't hear.
All right, so let's do it again. All right, what are the three things that you gotta have, Vladimir? A unit. What do you gotta have, Louis?
Direction.
And what do we gotta have, Denise? You got it, Kiki? All right, everybody got it now?
Nice for you to show up.
I was gonna find the straight.
They told me that. Do you have your review sheet so I can
What,
see it?
senior year? Oh, I thought
This
it was
year.
for the rest of this year, I didn't know.
Everybody else said
It's just
that.
pretend they didn't say that.
Your last name started with an H, sweetheart. You'll probably be very last.
Come on, we was.
Well, that seems to
You gonna
be-
do it, go about order by your name.
Your last name started with an H.
They typically started the earlier end of the alphabet. But I've had some people in the,
Her name,
In
her
the
last
middle
name's
of the-
Osborne.
I've
Started with an H.
had some
That's still
people
an A's.
call in the middle of the alphabet.
Mama tells you.
Why she's
So who? No, she didn't. So you better shut up.
Yeah.
And you
Oh, they gonna tell you which,
test,
they gonna tell you which one hit.
You better take this test.
and I will next week.
All right, then. Shut up. Right.
Don't say anything. Stop. Tie you up.
Okay, we not gonna do this.
Go ahead, Zell. Get it, Zell.
Yeah, I ain't gonna stop.
Okay, y'all stop it. Hurt for me to laugh. Hey, y'all start. Y'all ready.
Go ahead, Zell. Get it, Zell.
All right, so Nadia is here. That means the only person we were missing was. Zeph.
You're right, because you're gonna be on fire.
What are you doing?
You gonna be over.
Kiki, you have to stop.
the road.
Stop.
Boy. Boy.
I don't have the patience for you to
Boy.
We put in Nadia's homework grade before I forget. I won't-
Probably
I
didn't
won't
do it, to
remember
be
it.
honest with you.
Now, let me see your
You might as well
notes.
go ahead and give her that
Take
A. Did you do anything else, Nadia?
I did get it. No,
Me too.
That's when y'all all stop and
I
say
went to
questions.
work and I didn't get off until freaking 11:30. So I was asleep.
All right. So let's look at our answers real quick, see if you have any questions, and then we'll take the test.
Thanks.
All right, let me find mine. Oh, I forgot to hit stop on this dumb thing.